My name is Todd Baxter. I'm the Monroe County Sheriff, and I'd like to inform Chris Chichester at 26 Sanders Farm Drive in Penfield that I've received your Freedom of Information Law document. The names and salaries of every public employee at the Monroe County Sheriff's Office is dated February 28, 2020. And you, Chris, are never getting my public employee payroll or the list of salaries for every public employee at the Monroe County Sheriff's Office and Monroe County Jail. Never. Do you know who I am? So, now, Chris, I promise that I will not allow another inmate to escape from Monroe County Jail, including Secretariat. Secretariat was an innocent man in Monroe County Jail, just like you, Chris. Secretariat never committed a crime. And what happened? I'm such a buffoon, a stooge, and incompetent. I let Secretariat escape. Here he is with the great Ron Turcotte aboard him winning the Belmont Stakes. Chris, I don't know how the hell did I let Secretariat escape, and here he is on the cover of the New York Times. I just ridiculous how I can't keep my inmates from escaping. And Chris, I'm having a problem with my grooming habits, and I wish I had hair like you. But I'm trying to get my bald head to be a little bit more shiny. So if there's any products, any waxing products, you can send me. I like to go into work with a real shiny bald head instead of my regular bald head. All right, Chris. And Chris, I'd like to quote myself in the Democrat Chronicle from January 2nd, 2018. Quote, "I have a passion for jails." End quote. I'm confident, Chris, that I'm the only sheriff in the United States of America who has ever said, "I have a passion for jails." Now, Chris, since I have this passion for jails, I'd like to explain to the people of Monroe County exactly what I do with this passion. Now, Chris, I do love this jail here. This is Sing Sing Correctional Facility in Ossining, New York. That's why it's called Sing Sing. Do I need to explain that further to the people of Monroe County? So I tell you, Chris, I love looking at Sing Sing. I want to have a lateral coital with Sing Sing because I have a passion for jails. So I got to think about that. Chris, this is Clinton Correctional Facility. And Clinton Correctional Facility is near the Canadian border in Clinton County, New York. And can you believe what she looks like, Chris? I mean, I want to see her and I want to do it with her froggy style. Because I have a passion for jails. You could just look at Clinton Correctional Facility right there. That excites everyone who looks at it. Everyone who looks at Clinton Correctional Facility is going to be excited looking at that. Look at that wall right there. That's really something, Chris. Who wouldn't want to have a passion for that wall right there and the people in it? This is really quite something. I'm getting emotional, thinking about it right now, Chris. And Chris, I'd also like to meet with Bedford Hills Correctional Facility, and this is a women's jail. So you know what I was thinking? I was thinking I could probably have like a threesome here at Bedford Hills Correctional Facility. You can see the bars. I have to sneak in though and get over the bars there because I have a passion for jails. So perhaps they let me in. Maybe you could call them and let them know if I could, I could drive there overnight from Rochester, to Bedford Hills Correctional Facility, since I have a passion for jails. And Chris, perhaps you've heard of the most famous prison in the United States of America, because it's right here in New York. And I was thinking that since the most famous prison in the United States of America is also the site of the most famous prison riot, maybe I can meet this prison since I have a passion for jails. So this, Chris, this is Attica Correctional Facility here. I mean, can you believe what she looks like? I mean, that's really incredible. Here, I'm gonna give you a close-up photo of it right there. You can see that's Attica Correctional Facility. Maybe I can engage in cunnilingus with that. Did I pronounce that right? I don't know if I pronounced that cunnilingus right, or I have to look that up in the dictionary. But that's what I'd like to do with Attica. So and Chris, there's one facility that's awful lonely now. She lives all by herself, and nobody wants her anymore. And she's an old maid. So I was thinking, since nobody wants her anymore, and she's an old maid, maybe I could, since I have a passion for jazz, I could go see her. She lives all by herself. This is Alcatraz Federal Penitentiary. So Clint Eastwood escaped from there. So maybe I could go see Alcatraz Federal Penitentiary. Maybe I could call someone, at the White House, they could let me in, since I have a passion for jazz. I could go see Alcatraz, and Alcatraz is not going to be lonely anymore. So now, Chris, since I employ psychopaths and sociopaths, I was thinking about Nancy Kerrigan today, and here she is, virginal Nancy Kerrigan, and who wouldn't love virginal Nancy Kerrigan? And I just decided that I really don't like her, and I decided we're gonna take care of business at the Monroe County Sheriff's Office. And what's gonna happen is I'm gonna meet tomorrow with Monroe County Sheriff Deputy Tanya Harding, and we're gonna take care of business with Nancy Kerrigan. You heard that from me, Sheriff Todd Baxter, because I have a passion for jails. And I also have a passion for Tanya Harding, even though she's not in jail. And I mean, look at her right there. I mean, she is just incredible when she's, not making a home pornographic video with Jeff Galooly. So, now, Chris, have you seen one of my employees here? This is Monroe County Sheriff Office employee Tom Cruise, and he's a whack job. And I'm asking if you've seen Monroe County Sheriff. Excuse me. Have you seen Tom Cruise? And I'm asking if you've seen Tom Cruise, because we want to make him a Monroe County Sheriff Office employee. Since I'm a cult leader and the Monroe County Sheriff's Office is a cult, we want to talk to Tom Cruise about bringing Scientology to the Monroe County Sheriff's Office, because a cult leader like me has to have cult instruction, and I could get the best cult instruction possible from Lieutenant Pete Maverick Mitchell. All right. Now, Chris, I have my inspirational sayings and slogans on my wall. I'm at my desk at 130 South Plymouth Avenue. All I have to do is look over to the left like this if I need some motivation, at my office. And every day I look to my left in my office when I'm thinking about how I can abridge the civil and constitutional rights of innocent Americans like you with 2 disgusting arrests, even though you've never committed a crime in your life. And so this is one of my favorite inspirational slogans I have in one. He's a recovering sociopath, because I would like to one day be a recovering sociopath. Since I'm currently a sociopath, this is what I aspire to. And I aspire to it because I want to be inspired. So perhaps, Chris, you could help me one day achieve being a recovering sociopath, because you're an innocent man. You never committed a crime, and I've descended on you twice. And as a recovering sociopath, I have to constantly monitor my mental well-being and my mental health. And what I do is I take this test every day in my office. It's the famous Psychopath Test. And when I take the famous Psychopath Test that I administer to myself, I pass. And not only do I pass, I get a perfect 100. So even though I cheated. So now, so I'm just going to explain these 2 disgusting, appalling pieces of paper I have in my hand. Criminal contempt and harassment second. I love the fact that I have descended on you twice and you have not committed a crime. Chris, because you've led your life with integrity and character, and you don't go around telling people you lead your life with integrity and character. But since your integrity and character is under assault by me, that's why you declare it, as anyone would. So, what I have in my hand is the abridgment of your civil and constitutional rights. And I don't care that I've abridged your civil and constitutional rights, because you don't have civil and constitutional rights in the Monroe County of Todd, Baxter, and his collection of degenerates and fanatics. Criminal contempt second. Here comes a guy on his tractor one day because I told him to get on his tractor. I told this 70-year-old ZZ Top loser to get on his tractor and go by your residence. Because there's only one reason my employees are going to be there in a half an hour is because I told them. So you come outside, and you stand right here, and you're outside for 30 seconds. You say they don't own that land, you walk back in my house. I don't care, that's not a crime. I don't care. Doesn't matter that's not a crime. For you to walk outside, stand right here, be outside for 30 seconds and walk in the house, and you're on the camera. You're on the surveillance device I fixed at this building at 2025 Penview Road. I bought a camera. I bought a surveillance device just for you, Chris Chichester, 26 Sanders Farm Drive. Because I'm a psychopath, that's why. A psychopath sheriff buys a camera for one citizen and affixes it to a building to concoct a crime for that innocent citizen. And that's exactly what I did. And I will lie about it because I'm a liar. And Chris, you never asked anybody in your life. Every single family member, every single friend, every single girlfriend, every single coworker will confirm that fact. You've never harassed anyone in your life. And the word harassment makes you physically ill. And what makes you physically ill is looking at this concoction by Andrew Reale, and Andrew Reale has not been fired. If there is an employee at a sheriff's office or at a law enforcement agency in the United States of America that should be fired immediately, it is Andrew Reale. And Andrew Reale will get his 20 and retire. Because I don't care that he concocted a crime for you. And I don't care that he concocted a crime for you and he did this to you. He's going to do it to other innocent Americans. Andrew Reale will concoct crimes for other innocent Americans since he concocted a crime for you, because that's what Andrew Reale does. You go to the now defunct PW Fitness in Penfield. You're at the back of the gym. You're on the bench press. Up walks to you Jim Psychopath Jermaine Benman. He motions with his hand like that to get off the machine. You're on the apparatus, the bench press, and you say to Jermaine Benman, I'll be 30 seconds. You lean back to continue the exercise. Jermaine Benman cannot control himself at the gym. He screams at the gym. He uses foul language. He behaves like an animal. And my employees behave like animals. So that's why I don't give a damn that Jermaine Benman did this to you. What Jermaine Benman did to you, you're on the bench press. He walks up to you as you're on the apparatus, stands over you. You're leaning up like this, and he punches violently down like this. Your head snaps back. And Benman walked away, and what you should have done and did not do is jump on top of Jermaine Benman and start the most vicious fight possible. Pounced on his bald head, stomped on his balls, choked him out, gouged him in the eye. The most vicious fight possible to prevent what's going to happen to you. You go outside, and Andrew Reale tells you to wait in his vehicle. You're sitting in the backseat of my Monroe County Sheriff Office vehicle. And what's going to happen to you hasn't happened to anybody else in the United States of America, New York State, Monroe County. It's only you. I'm confident that what's about to happen to you has never happened to another citizen in the United States of America. And that's a guess. But I'm confident that it's a good guess. So you're sitting in the backseat of a Monroe County Sheriff's Office vehicle. Andrew Reale is talking to Jermaine Benman because Andrew Reale, my taxpayer-subsidized employee you do not know the salary for, is coaching Jermaine Benman exactly what to say. He marches Jermaine Benman over to the side of the vehicle, and Jermaine Benman says, quote, I want to press charges against you, and that's how you're charged with harassment second, sitting in the back seat of my Monroe County Sheriff's vehicle. It says harassment second right there. Right there it says harassment second. Chris, if you are guilty of harassment second, there is a victim. Who is the victim? Who is the human being you are harassing? Who is it? I don't care. It does not matter to me that there is no victim, even though this ticket, this concoction says harassment second, because it can't be Jermaine Benman. Jermaine Benman is the only candidate to be the victim if you're guilty of harassment second. And since you were staring at the outline of Jermaine Benman's small penis before he punched down violently and your head snapped back, how could he possibly be the victim? So, this ticket with the handwriting of Andrew Reale from my Monroe County Sheriff's Office is a nauseating, vile, disgusting descent on your character and decency, and I'm perfectly fine with that nauseating, vile descent on your character and decency. That's because I am the leader of a Jonestown. And out of Jonestown, we cannot make a differentiation between truth and lies, justice and injustice, decency and indecency. That is why I am the leader of a Jonestown, because we are blind to the beautiful things in life. Now, Chris, I know that you will continue to send me a Freedom of Information Law document that demands the salaries for every public employee at the Monroe County Sheriff's Office and Monroe County Jail. I have approximately 170 public employees, and every single one of these individuals is paid with taxpayer dollars. Every single thing I do as the Monroe County Sheriff is because of taxpayer dollars. And you have been demanding now for over a year the list of salaries for everyone at the Monroe County Sheriff's Office or Monroe County Jail. And I have refused your Freedom of Information Law document every single time, including the one that's in this YouTube and this attached to this email. Because I have absolute and total contempt for the law. The law is for other people. The law is a joke. The law is what I say it is, and it will always be what I say it is, because I am corrupt. And that's not an exaggeration. I am corrupt. If I refuse to disclose how taxpayer dollars are spent and how my public employees are paid with taxpayer dollars, I am corrupt. Because without those taxpayer dollars, Chris, then my disgusting, repulsive, vile organization has the same power to abridge your civil and constitutional rights as a teenage girl at the Wegmans Food Market's headquarters behind the cash register. It's the Wegmans Food Market's headquarters because I always have two of my vehicles alongside that building. I don't know what my public employees are doing if they're alongside that building at Wegmans, or if I do know they're there, I don't care. Either way, it's an indictment of my incompetence. Here we have my vehicles constantly, day after day after day, alongside Wegmans Food Markets, and this is a private business. And the Monroe County Sheriff's Office is responsible for policing the roads. So what are they doing idling in their cars day after day after day, hour after hour after hour, sitting there doing nothing when they should at least be driving down Penview Road or any road in Monroe County? Any road in Monroe County. They could be driving on any road in Monroe County, and there they are alongside Wegmans Food Market, sitting in their vehicles, and not just one. I know you have photograph after photograph of two vehicles alongside the building, in addition to the usual photograph with the one vehicle. And if I were Danny or Colleen Wegman, I'd tell you to get the hell away from my business and go do your jobs. But the job of a Monroe County Sheriff Office employee is just to sit in a car next to Wegmans Food Markets and do nothing. So, now, Chris, I know you're going to send to me certified mail, return receipt, just like you did on June 15, 2019. On June 15, 2019, you sent registered mail return receipt, a demand for the public employee payroll. And what I did is I refused to open your registered mail return receipt from me because I know that the Freedom of Information Law that demands the public employee payroll or list of salaries for everyone at the Monroe County Sheriff's Office and Monroe County Jail is in here. I know you, Chris, are going to start to come to my events. And I know you, Chris, hope that I give a speech with 300 people in a room, 400 people in a room, 500 people, and there's a microphone for questions. And what you're going to do, Chris, is you're going to come with this envelope and you're going to hold it up at the microphone. And you're going to ask me why I'm afraid to open my registered mail return receipt and why you refused to send me a list of salaries for everyone at the Monroe County Sheriff's Office and Monroe County Jail. I know that you look forward, Chris, to this humiliation of me in public. So, Chris, I don't care that you've never committed a crime. I don't care that the prosecutor didn't talk in court. I don't care that Andrew Reale walked into Penfield Town Court knowing that he concocted harassment second for you. I don't care that there's no testimony against you. I don't care about any of that. I don't care that you were on your knees in Penfield Town Court when the handcuffs went on. And you yell, you're violating my rights. I don't care about any of that. I don't care that you're an innocent man that's never committed a crime. Because I don't know that I live in the United States of America.